To go over the endorsement process and explain tonight how that's going to work, I'd like to introduce to you the Executive Director of Michigan Correctional Organization, Mel Grieshaber.
All right. Mark is also the Secretary Treasurer of the SEIU Michigan State Council.
That is correct.
And I'm the Vice President. I greetings also from our President, Phil Thompson, who couldn't make it tonight. And we have Erica Kimball, who's going to be up here in a second, as our Recording Secretary of the State Council. SEIU in Michigan makes up 4 main locals. 2 public sector locals, Healthcare Michigan is here, and our Property Services Division is over. We have almost 80,000 members combined here in Michigan. So in the last couple of years, we've grown to the point where we could bring some power, really, to the political table. So we very much appreciate you there coming out tonight to test these candidates.
So, absolutely, I support the union movement. I think the unions created the middle class in this country. I will always defend unions for what they did, what they do, what they represent. And we know what the problem is in the economy. The problem is with the robber barons, the people at the top, the Wall Street banksters, who think that everything should be for them. They think it should be everything for folks at the top and take it out of the hide of the working person. And so you better believe I'll defend the SEIU and unions for what you are, what you've done, and what you mean to our future. Here's my goal, this is where I'm headed, this is my plan. If you don't like my plan, let's see your alternative. But no is not an alternative. No is not an alternative.
Contracted with the state. What about privatization? How do you view that?
Definitely highly suspicious of privatization of corrections. I can't imagine, personally, I can't imagine being convinced that that's a way to go. I'd almost say absolutely not. I mean, it would take, really, I'd have to be, I'd be stunned if I'd ever go for that. So in general, with corrections, I can't imagine it. And generally, I would say past is prologue. If you want to know what somebody's going to do, look at what they've done. I've been mayor of Lansing. This is my 5th year. I've had budget deficits every year. I've got $42 million out of the budget. You can look and see exactly what I've done, what I've privatized. If I had a penchant for privatization, if I wanted to privatize, man, I had an ample opportunity to do it in city government. But I've cut $42 million out of the budget, and I've done it by working together. City government is 20% smaller. I've got more police on the street than when I became mayor. I've lost almost no firefighters. The bureaucracy of city government is 20% smaller. We did it through attrition. We didn't lay anybody off. And we privatized very little.
I want to know what sets you apart from the rest of the candidates. I'm a state employee. We've had constant givebacks to the state. They keep coming back. I'm concerned with what you've asked of your employees in Lansing. I want to know what you're going to do to fix the budget without continually asking the hard-working families of the state workers how you're going to budget it without being it on their backs.
Do you feel that the healthcare costs will be, for those that have it offered by their employers and they can't afford the premiums, that those are going to be addressed?
I am hopeful, and I think we have to work together to make sure that our voice collectively is heard up to the federal level, to the president, and to the folks who passed the national health care reform, to make it clear that, you know, it's great that you've taken this step, but you're not done. The job is not done. And we're going to have to fight the Republicans tooth and nail, because it was Democrat versus Republican on this. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, when Social Security passed, the Republicans were against it. When Medicaid passed, when Medicare passed, the Republicans opposed it in history. And they opposed this. So what passed was not perfect. It's a step in the right direction. We are not going to be able to solve this alone in state government. This is something we're going to have to work on and demand that the federal government do more, come in and take the next step to make sure that health care is affordable for working people.
And then if you could give a message to your union brothers and sisters about tonight's event, what would that be?
You missed out if you didn't come. If you came, you really are going to enjoy. This is my third one, and I've enjoyed every one. I've learned something from each one.
Okay, thank you.
My name is David Seiler. I'm the chapter president at Woodland Center Correctional Facility.
Okay, Dave, did you have a preference between the candidates before tonight's meet and greet?
Yes, I did. I liked the mayor of Lansing because I felt he was really going to do a lot more for the economy here in Michigan to help keep our jobs here in Michigan, which also would revenue more officers and hopefully open some more prisons back up that they've closed.
Andy Johnson, Local 517L.
Did you have a preference between the candidates before tonight's meet and greet?
To be honest, no, I didn't. I was very unfamiliar with all the candidates before tonight.
Do you think that the candidates understand how large a role our issues will play in getting our endorsement and support during their campaign?
Well, I think the candidates know that we're going to play a big role because they mentioned SEIU and the political strength that we have here in Michigan, and I believe that's why they're here tonight, trying to gain our support. So, yeah, I think that they understand that we're going to be pushing our issues and be a major part in the next governor's campaign and agenda.
Hi, my name is Kizzy Harrington, and I'm a bus driver from Flint, Region 4, SEIU 517L. But I would say that I was more involved, so I think for myself, I gained a little bit more knowledge about the process and just to see, up close what the candidates are about instead of reading what the media is.
It is vastly different, as I mentioned in there. This is really something unique, this SEIU process, which is labor-intensive and people-intensive and member-intensive. I don't know that I've ever had an endorsement process from any union, any association that really engages their people like this and has the candidate with them. Not a matter of me just coming up and giving a speech, but answering questions, having dialogue, having debate. And so it's been something. A little grueling. No, to go in 3 separate places and the walk a day. And so if you looked at it in total, you'd say, man, this is a lot of work. It was actually fun and definitely worthwhile. What can I say about SEIU members? These are great people. These are working people. These are the heart of our community. Whether you talk about in the prison system, in the nursing home, in the hospital, in the home health care, these are people who are on the front lines, and they're real people, of course. They're real people doing jobs that are often taken for granted, that you might not think about until you need that service. When you end up with a loved one at the hospital, the quality of care that the nurse, that the attendant provides. If one of your loved ones ends up in a nursing home, you want a level of care that these people provide. And it's a labor of love, and they're worthy of our support.
Thanks.
Speaker Dillon, how has this process differed from other endorsements you've participated in?
Well, number one, the walk in the day gives you a good understanding of what your members go through on a day-to-day basis. Gives me a better appreciation for the needs they have when they come to Lansing and may need a legislative change. And then the interview process where you meet with the actual members, I think is beneficial to the membership, so they get a feel for who these leaders are that their union may be supporting.
Can you say a few words about SEIU members?
Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed the day that I spent, and in each of the forums getting to meet north of 100 folks on each of the occasions was a great opportunity, and I'm impressed with the union and what it does for its membership in terms of the training and the resources that they provide the membership. I think that the SEIU offers a lot, and other unions could learn from what they're doing.